Indeed, a matter of great privilege that tomorrow onwards we are going to set the ball rolling for the Mumbai International Film Festival. All of you know this is arguably one of the biggest festivals in the world for documentaries, short films, and now animation films as well. And we have been doing it, friends, for close to 30 years now, and this is going to be the 18th edition. This is a biennial event, as all of you are aware. And the idea for today's press conference was to take you through the entire program that our Joint Secretary and Managing Director of National Film Development Corporation presented, and at the same time make a special invite for all of you, for not just yourself, your family members, but to spread the word around for the industry and those who are interested in cinema of this kind as well, documentaries, short films, animation films, etc. And invite them to this biggest ever. We can safely say that this is the biggest ever, with a lot of new things happening for the first time. As was mentioned, we're not just doing it in Mumbai, although the brand is Mumbai International Film Festival, but we are also holding parallel screenings in other cities. We are holding them in Delhi, in Chennai, in Kolkata, in Pune. At the same time, first time a film bazaar is also being organized. Otherwise, these festivals used to be mainly for people like us. I mean, those who have passion for movies, those who like movies. But here, for the first time, this provides a lot of opportunities to all the independent filmmakers who would not find market for their wares and products. So they will be able to come here to the festival, participate in dialogues, hold B2B conversations, and effectively give themselves a platform through which they will be able to take their products up the value chain. That means find a buyer, or maybe find, and there are a lot of films which are still in the production. That means they are kind of work in progress. So that means find people who could partner them to complete those projects. A lot of you would argue, why is it that, as Government of India, we organize such festivals, and what is the objective? The whole objective of organizing such festivals is to not just promote art, not just promote cinema. As all of you are aware that, cinema is one of our, arguably cricket and cinema, I think these are the two C's that possibly occupy our mind space when it comes to entertainment. But it's not just that. This also is and this particular event, for instance, in which you have the documentaries and the short films, it also holds allows us to hold a mirror in front of us and provides us opportunities to, look at issues that are topical, issues that have socio-economic import, and for us as policymakers, it also allows us opportunity to look at those issues and find solutions, because this is kind of real cinema, not the fiction variety that we all are used to. So, friends, it's indeed a great opportunity for all these cities, especially Mumbai, because it's not just going to be the screenings, as was mentioned. You have a complete program lineup. This is the kind of screening schedule. There have been close to 1,000 entries this year, I think the highest ever in the competition section, both the international as well as the national competitions. At the same time, there are a lot of sections which complete this entire schedule starting from 15th and going on till 21st of June this year. साथ ही जो भी हमारे जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी ने बताया, ये भी कोशिश की जा रही है कि एक्सेसिबिलिटी के एस्पेक्ट में भी हम प्रथम रहें, और इसलिए इस बार एनजीओ स्वयं के साथ में जो हमारी भागीदारी है, वो भागीदारी हमें इंश्योर करेगी, हमें इस बात की बहुत खुशी है कहने में कि हमारा जो पूरा वेन्यू रहेगा इस बार फॉर आवर डिफरेंटली एबल्ड पीपल, it will be fully accessible venue. So that's one of the first that's also happening in this particular event. As was mentioned, our opening film is going to be it's an utter love story. If you want, you can see the trailer of that movie. It's available on various platforms, on OTT platforms, and it's a hour and a half, right?
Yes, sir.
And it's been released recently, and so this is the first time this is premiering in India. So I think all of you would love it, and we hope that you all come for that particular film. After that, we have the opening ceremony that's going to be happening tomorrow in the NCPA auditorium, I think right across. And as was mentioned, that movie, the opening event is also going to be featuring in the documentary that won us laurels in the Cannes Film Festival just last month. Coming to the documentaries and the global situation, ladies and gentlemen, it's a huge industry, close to about $16 billion US. That's the size of the industry, and the power of these films is not just to, entertain us, but at the same time to inform us, as I mentioned, to inspire us, and allow us to have a look at ourselves and the kind of society we are in. So we're pretty confident that now is a time for us, for India, with its ascendance in its economic power. Our ascendance in our soft power is a reality, and this is all going to get fueled by these imaginative creators who are going to be part of the Mumbai International Film Festival over the next week here. Friends, besides the documentaries, all of you would agree that we have a very buzzing and dynamic VFX segment, which also includes the animation segment, which has been brought into this particular festival. And it's a huge industry, and it has huge economic and employment multipliers within our country. And we indeed are very happy that this particular segment is going to be part of the Mumbai International Festival this year. The whole objective when it comes to the animation industry that we have is to create intellectual properties within our country. जैसा कि आप सभी जानते हैं, we have examples of Chhota Bheem, Chacha Chaudhary, and many other products that have become known world over. But the whole idea is that such products, such intellectual properties should go much far and beyond. And I think this is an opportunity for many of our creators to, come up with such ideas which can capture the imagination of the world. As was mentioned, besides an opportunity for all of us who have passion for movies to come and have a look at celebrated works and works that have capturing the imagination across the world. But at the same time, it's also an opportunity and platform for learning. And this year we have also taken a first of its kind initiative to bring in our students who are currently studying in the Film and Television Institute of India or in SRFTI, and also in the Indian Institute of Mass Communication, besides many universities and colleges in all these cities, who will be coming here and would immerse themselves in this festival, and then also go through the entire learning process, because there are a lot of master classes being organized, conferences being organized, workshops being held, and all this would allow our budding filmmakers to learn from each other, learn from the masters, learn from the experts, learn from the legends, learn from those who have already made a mark. And I think this is a hugely significant outcome that we envisage coming out of this. After this festival is done, say 10 days later, we should be in a position to say that, look, through this festival, we have been able to identify top filmmakers, top creators in documentaries, in short films, in animation, across languages. India is a huge country, diverse country, large number of languages, and all these languages have creators. And now all of you know that in the age of social media, you have lot of creators who would not have even gone to a cinema school, but they've a huge influencer network, and they also kind of hold a lot of promise in terms of creating shots, as they call them as reels, shorts, or by whatever name that is. So, you know, all such people in multiple languages, all these people will get an opportunity. A lot of government schemes are there to promote independent filmmakers. As was mentioned, some of the products, some of the films that have won awards at Cannes have supported. Payal Kapadia's film is actually a co-production between India and France. Part of the money is also going to be given by Government of India as part of our incentive scheme. Similarly, there are other products coming in from our student community which are again being funded. So it again opens an opportunity for many of these creators to make use of this opportunity and make use of the platform. So the whole idea is to, you know, create champions for the future and provide them an opportunity to, you know, become big. In fact, I am told that Mumbai International Film Festival, the legacy, if you have a look, out of the 17 festivals, there have been many filmmakers who actually started off from Mumbai International Festival, and now these are celebrities in their own spaces. We have also lined up grand opening and closing ceremonies. As was pointed out, close to about 60 countries are participating through their films or through their engagements. For example, in the opening ceremony, we have Government of Sri Lanka, which is putting up a show which would, you know, bring out the cultural heritage of Sri Lanka, and I think that's indeed a very happy thing that, you know, an event is being held where you have multiple countries participating. And in the closing ceremony, we'll have Argentina, Government of Argentina. They will be delivering a tango performance. So all this goes to show that MIF is not just about India, it's about the world, to provide opportunity to filmmakers across the world. And very happy that over the next week, you will have close to about 300 films, 314 films precisely, from 59 countries, 61 languages. We'll have 8 world premieres, 5 international premieres, 18 Asia premieres, and 21 India premieres will all happen as part of the Mumbai International Film Festival.
Inform us and inspire us. Nowadays it is globally inspiring us. So my question to you is, as we talked about film related to Amrit Kal, showing the development of the governments. So could you elaborate on that, please?
Prithul?
So last year, I'd like to tell you, the film was India at 75. So that was the theme which we thought was important. This time we thought that, you know, films which are talking about the development happening and also the process of development continuing. So that is how this, and the clarion call also given by the Honorable Prime Minister, that it is, we have to indeed think about how we would see India to be developed at Amrit Kal.
So for instance, if you go through this section, you have a film from Madhya Pradesh, done in by director Sanjay Vijayvargiya. You have a film which is another film from a director called Parivesh Singh, and then you also have a film that's done by the director Ayushi Choksi. She's talking about the film called Everywhere. It's a 3 minutes short, right? So, and then it's done by both of them, actually, Ayushi Choksi and Sri Ramula Sri Daksha. And like that you have India Hopes 24, Hindi, Punjabi, Assamese, Gorkhali, Maithili, Malayalam, English, Marathi. I mean, by the director called Jyoti Kapoor Das, a filmmaker based in Mumbai. I mean, these are just few names that I read from randomly from the book. But you know, this is what it is. You know, it provides opportunity to, you know, look at different paradigms and come up with stories, because eventually all this boils down to a story. It's a story being told through an audio-visual medium. I mean, this is what a film is. Be it a documentary or be it a feature film, all these are nothing but stories. So it's indeed a great opportunity if you look at small segments like this, where films are presented, and believe me, it's sometimes, you know, it becomes very difficult. While you have some 100-odd films which are in the competition section, out of some 1,000-odd film that we received for the under the section, And believe me, all those 900 films are also equally good. I mean, it sometimes happens that, you have to restrict the entire thing to limited number of films. Out of these films also there will be few which will be winning prizes. Does not mean that the other films are not good enough. So it's all a process, which is designed to encourage people to, participate, and participation itself, to my mind, is a prize here. And we'll also have on our website all the films that actually became part of our entries. I mean, all those applications that we received. We are also reaching out to all those who have given us their entries to be part of the festival, so that, even if their films are not being screened, but they are around, and maybe next time you might find them not just here, but in maybe in some other international, not just here, but even in international fora, not just getting shortlisted, but possibly and winning prizes.
Hello, hi. This is Kalpesh Rajkumar from Maharashtra Times. After the film festival, any archive program will be done by NFDC of these documentaries and short films?
So there is a package of documentaries which are being restored by the NFDC and FAI. They will be showcased. We also have some films which have come from UK. The BFI has archived them and restored them, and they'll be played as part of the festival. So all the details are part of the catalog which we have already released on the website, and you'll get it in your bags.
And the app as well.
And the app as well.
So my name is Sarfaraz Arzu. I am from Hindustan Urdu. I just wanted to know what went behind selection of venues, why these cities are in and why others are out.
Yeah, I mean, a good question. First thing is, it used to only happen here. So we thought, we'll start adding few more centers, and it's only a beginning. Maybe next time around we'll take it far and beyond. And currently, we have chosen places where we already have auditoriums and spaces that through NFDC and through our organizations we can run programs. And next time around, I think such festivals have to be taken far and beyond, not just 5 locations, maybe some 30 odd, 40 odd locations, and I think that should happen. But this time, we just wanted to an extent, it's almost like northeast, southwest, the 4 directions, I mean, broadly.
This is Jyoti Venkatesh, a freelance journalist writing for Cineblade specially. Congrats for the current festival, because it is a result of merger of all the bodies which the government of India had, and that itself is evident by the announcement of the press conference in a 5-star hotel, whereas earlier we used to attend every time in FD office or in the press club in Mumbai. Coming to brass tacks, I have 2 questions to ask. One is, you announced that simultaneously in 4 other cities the festival will be held. In what way the festival will be different in the other cities? Because one thing I noted was that you are charging 500 rupees delegate fees for only Bombay, whereas the other places it is free.
No, actually all places it's voluntary now. I mean, we have, if you want to pay, you pay, otherwise, registration is all free. Let me announce it here. We have already taken that call 10 days back, because as you understand, it's not like 500 rupees is being charged to, compensate for the participation. It's just, that you also have people who are serious interests. So it's all completely voluntary. You go to the portal, I don't think you are going to be asked any amount, and that's how you can register. And after you register, please have a look at the app that was being mentioned, or on our website. You can make specific bookings for any of these films. How is it different? Of course, it is Mumbai International Film Festival, so I don't want to take Mumbai away from Mumbai in this. It is Mumbai International Film Festival. This is the mother property, and the others are only daughter properties, as you use in your media jargon. And all other places also, we have organized screenings. So believe me, I mean, you can't have conferences or filmmakers going around 5 locations. So they will have their own presence of local film enthusiasts, but the screenings are being done so that at least we create an interest. And as I told you, this is being done now for the first time, and maybe in due course of time, maybe next 19th MIF, You might have it in multiple cities, maybe multiple cities have, so we'll watch, this is more of a pilot for us. We'll see what kind of an interest we are able to create. And that's why this press conference today, through you and through our national network, we'll try and see what kind of an enthusiasm we get from the participants. As I mentioned, it's almost 6 months of an effort, not just by us, but all those who have actually have serious interest in movie making and in this business. And hope to have a good number of people coming in. Despite the rains here in Mumbai, as was mentioned, he has ensured that sufficient rainproofing is done. And good to see you here. We have all been brought up in Cineblitz and film fairs and all this as kids. So good to see you here from a very eminent publication. Thank you.
Yes, one more question. As somebody who has been covering the festival right from the time it was BIFF, and then it became MIFF till today, my only suggestion is that will you make it an annual festival like I have been asking in every festival instead of being a biannual?
Yeah, I think good idea, but we also have the International Film Festival. Yeah, but if there is good interest, why not? And I think you said that you've been part of all the 17. So I think, Prithul, at least, you should ensure that you create an award, and at least on 21st at the valedictory, for the media also you should have an award. At least 4 or 5 categories of awards. This could be one category. Somebody who has participated in all 18, one award. Somebody who is out of your 300 films that are there, somebody who has seen the highest number of films during this festival and brought in as many people as they could. I think you should create that as well. So good to see you here. You've really created history, and hope to have you maybe next time around. And if there is good enthusiasm, why not convert this into an annual property? Yeah.
He was the editor of one of our bulletins also in one of the earlier MIFs. He was editing our MIF bulletin.
So hope to have him and at least involve him this time around. Huh? Hope you are coming all these days, right?
Speaking about awards, do we have a category in the competition section for awards for reels and shorts, especially for those amateurs? Do we have any categories in competition section?
Also for the students, right? Students.
Yeah, students.
Yeah, we have for all these 3 documentary, animation and short films, separate awards in international, national section, and also for student films. For student films also there is a separate award.
I'm talking about reels and those people who are not averse, like who are not well versed with the filmmaking process, but they are good storytellers. Because
so it is, the awards will be given out of the films which have qualified for the international and national competition.
So
there are short films, yes.
Yeah, but I think it's a good point. A lot of people do not know this, but next time around, because there are, you have 1,000 entries, but effectively, if the word goes around, and that's why this is being done this time in such a grand manner, possibly for the next 19th, you should have millions of entries, because shorts are being made by millions of people in our country. Of course, it will be a nightmare for us to shortlist films then, but I think that would go a long way in getting in as many people to show interest in shorts.
Just a minute.
Hi, my name is Komal and I'm from PTI. Can you throw some light on how beneficial or what are the opportunities the festival will be providing to independent filmmakers, because they often face issues getting funds, like how Payal Kapadia, she faced a lot of problems. Her film did won the grand prize at the Cannes, but she's still not got the funding from the India side.
No, I think that's not true. The film is a joint production, and the process of reimbursement happens, and it would happen in due course. Don't worry about that. There is no shortage of commitment as far as the films which are cleared by the Film Facilitation Office. Coming to the second part, in the film bazaar, and that is being done for the first time. Once you go there tomorrow, you will realize that the Film Facilitation Office will be in full swing there. People can get to know of the incentives. Sometimes what happens is, we line up these incentives, but not many people know of them. But it's an opportunity for them to know that these incentives are available. And these incentives are not for big filmmakers, opening day 1,000 crore, 100 crore, unke liye nahi hai. These are all meant for, small independent filmmakers. And all these opportunities are there. And we will also be on a lookout, believe me. It's not as if some of these films which we think are good and which needs to be supported, then as NFDC, because we also have some funds available under NFDC, not unlimited, but some finite amount of funds that are available with us. We'll also make use of this opportunity to look at some of these products and try and see where we can pitch in ourselves to, you know, get into some of these films, finance these films, maybe co-produce some films. So all that is also going to happen. But at the same time, it will also allow opportunity. There's a film bazaar next 3-4 days when it is going to be there. Some of these films have already given their entries, so they will definitely find many prospective buyers around. But at the same time, you have a viewing gallery, right? You 100 odd films which people can go and have a look at, and all this will help some of these independent filmmakers to, you know, look at prospective buyers of their wonderful works that they do.
Yeah.
Sir, I'll just add one more thing to her question. Is that India's selection in Cannes this year, the Indian films which were selected, out of them, 3 were the ones which were supported by the government. One was the Payal Kapadia's film, which was again a co-production. So India is also supporting, and I would be happy to announce that the interim approval for whatever you know, incentives is planned was already given before that, before even the selection was there. And there was another film which was an Indo-UK co-production. This was an Indo-French. So there also the Indian government, the FFO, through the FFO, will be doing the incentives. And the third one, which is very evident, is a FTI Institute's film, which was a student project of FTI. So just look at, you know, we probably, you know, government is not just doing selections and investing in films, but also the right films, which are, I mean, this is a big thing, like a lot of films getting selected.
This will be our last question because there are a lot of meetings, etc. Okay, we'll take 2 and then we can chat over tea.
This is Harish Sharma, freelancer from Delhi. मुझे बताइए कि 7 दिन के बाद जब फेस्टिवल ओवर हो जाएगा, उसके बाद ये फिल्म कहाँ देख सकते हैं?
तो इसकी भी हम लोग एक पहल करने वाले हैं. आप इसके बारे में आज मैं बोलना अनुचित होगा, लेकिन आने वाले समय में इसके बारे में आप एक हमारी पहल के बारे में सुनेंगे. मे बी आपको 2-3 महीने का वेट करना पड़ेगा. एक पहल होने वाली है इसमें, अभी उसके बारे में बताऊंगा नहीं मैं. थोड़ा सस्पेंस रखते हैं, जो फिल्म वर्ल्ड में होता है ना, एक सस्पेंस रखते हैं 2 मिनट का आखिरी में, शॉर्ट में.
There's a question there. Yeah.
Sanjay ji, a question from a colleague has raised a question about reels and short films for newcomers and all. Is there any control from broadcast minister to stop unwanted reels? Unwanted things are shown, which, you know, every family, they just keep watching, but suddenly something comes up with, you know, unwanted reels and all.
किसका कह रहे हैं? फेस्टिवल के बारे में बोल रहे हैं?
Not festival, but in general, or talk reels and what you spoke about reels and short stories, which is easily available since you are the part of it.
हमारे देश में जो कानून और जो नियम है, all of you are aware of it, and as all of you are aware, freedom of expression is a fundamental right. So we all do it that way. But of course, there are certain what you call guard rails. तो वो guard rails के within पूरा ये process चलता है. इसीलिए सेंट्रल बोर्ड फॉर फिल्म सर्टिफिकेशन है, और इसीलिए हमारे पास जो OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स है उसके अपने गाइडलाइंस हैं, एथिक्स के कोड हैं, जिसको फॉलो करने की हम लोग सभी से गुजारिश भी करते हैं. एंड वी ऑल्सो यू नो कीप एन आई ऑन ऑल दैट.
लास्ट क्वेश्चन.
सर, मेरा सवाल आपसे इसलिए ये है,
तो फिर आपका फिर पेनल्टीमेंट होगा, उनका लास्ट होगा.
नहीं, अब हम आपको चाय पे ले जाएंगे, आप वहाँ बात करते रहिएगा. जी बोलिए, पूछिए.
क्योंकि आपने पहले कर चुकी है ना प्रश्न.
नहीं, मैंने नहीं किया था. आपने अभी जिक्र किया छोटा भीम और भी जो दूसरी बात, जिस तरह की फिल्म फेस्टिवल, स्पेशली इसलिए क्योंकि आप उस डिपार्टमेंट के हेड हैं, इसलिए मैं आपसे पूछना चाह रही हूँ.
पहले तो मैं हेड नहीं हूँ, तो डिपार्टमेंट से हूँ.
हाँ, डिपार्टमेंट से हूँ, लेकिन फिल्म्स और इन सब, मैं इन जनरल आपसे क्वेश्चन कर रही हूँ कि ये फिल्में जो भी होती हैं, ये कमर्शियली हिट नहीं होती हैं, इनको लोग ज़्यादा देखते नहीं हैं. फराह खान आई थी अभी, छोटा भीम का जो फिल्म हुआ था, तो उसमें वो आई थी, तो उन्होंने कहा था कि बहुत ज़रूरत है कि कमर्शियली भी इनकी वो बढ़ाई जाए, लोगों तक ये कहानियाँ पहुँचे. तो उसके लिए आपका जो डिपार्टमेंट है वो क्या कर रहा है?
यही एफर्ट है, टू बी ऑनेस्ट। ये अगर हम ये ना करें तो ये जो छोटी सी ओपनिंग भी आज दिखाई दे रही है वो भी दिखाई नहीं देगी। सब कुछ देखिए, जिनके पास बड़ी फिल्में हैं, ऐसा नहीं है, बड़ी फिल्में भी बहुत फ्लॉप होती हैं, हिट होती हैं, लेकिन वो एक मार्केट उसका ऑलरेडी बन चुका है, तो वो अपने मार्केट के हिसाब से चलता है। वो वहाँ हमें कोई बहुत ज़्यादा इंटरवीन करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। सरकारों को इंटरवीन वहीं करना पड़ता है जहाँ उन्हें पता है कि इसमें एक एफिशिएंट मार्केट अभी नहीं है। अब एफिशिएंट मार्केट नहीं है तो हम कैसे क्यूरियोसिटी बढ़ाएं, एंड हाउ डू वी क्रिएट एटलीस्ट सम प्लेटफॉर्म through which some of these small voices, small fund filmmakers, independent filmmakers, low budget filmmakers get an opportunity. अब ये जो इवेंट्स हैं ये उन्हीं सब का एक अपने आप में मैनिफेस्टेशन है, एंड द होल आइडिया इज कि दीज इवेंट्स, एज आई मेंशन टू यू, जब हम करें तो जितनी कितनी इस बार, चूंकि पहली बार तो फिल्म बाजार भी हो रहा है, तो होपफुली कुछ इसमें इस बार B2B काम हो। और B2B से मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ, B2B में हो सकता है कि हमारी NFDC भी शायद उस B2B में आ जाए। हो सकता है कि 6 फिल्में इसके बाद NFDC बोलेगी ये 6 फिल्मों को हम फंड करने वाले हैं, हम को प्रोड्यूस करने वाले हैं। अगर काम हो चुका है या काम अगर चल रहा है, वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस, तो हम इसके अभी भी को प्रोडक्शन में आ सकते हैं। और या बहुत सारे जो खरीदार हैं वो भी आ सकते हैं। एंड वन गुड थिंग विच इज देयर इज नाउ यू हैव लॉट ऑफ OTT. We have close to about 70 odd OTTs within our country, not just the big names that we all know of. There are OTTs in regional languages, there are OTTs which have good subscription base, there are a lot of OTTs which are actually almost free, और लोग पैसा कमाते हैं, उनसे भी कमा रहे हैं. I don't want to name any particular brand, but there are OTTs which are allowing opportunities for many of these small filmmakers to put their products out, gain market acceptance and eventually make some money. Effectively, it all boils down to creating market opportunities to all these products, and organizing Mumbai International Film Festival is one of those attempts to create a kind of a market for such products.
आपका जो OTT चैनल आ रहा है वो किस तरह की चीज़ है?
तो वही मैंने आपसे बताया ना कि उसके बारे में मेरा अभी बोलना अनुचित होगा, उसको अभी वेट करिए 1 महीना 2 महीना. जी
मैं नीतू सिंह, दैनिक भास्कर से. मेरा अभी आपने एक ये अनाउंस किया कि दिव्यांगजनों के लिए आप इस बार पहल शुरू कर रहे हैं. सबसे पहले तो मैं आपको बधाई देना चाहूँगी. कांस में जो हमारी भारतीय फिल्मों ने बहुत सराहनीय काम किया है उसके लिए बधाई, क्योंकि भारतीय फिल्मों का जलवा दिखा है कांस फेस्टिवल पे. ये मैं एक बार इसके बारे में जानना चाहूँगी कि किस तरह की फिल्में दिव्यांगजनों के लिए होंगी, किस तरह की तैयारी होगी और कैसे वो पूरा प्रोसेस होगा, कौन सी फिल्में किस किस तारीख को, उसके बारे में अगर आप थोड़ी रोशनी डालें तो.
बधाई हम लोग नहीं लेना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि हमेशा हम लोग एक ये क्रिटिसिज्म आता है कि हम लोग बैठ के यहाँ पे बधाई ले लेते हैं. नो, दैट बधाई इज नॉट ड्यू टू द कांग्रेचुलेशंस, इज ड्यू टू ऑल दोज फिल्म मेकर्स हु डू ऑल दीज मीनिंगफुल वर्क्स. आई अंडरस्टैंड उस प्रोसेस में बहुत पेन भी होते हैं, इतना आसान नहीं है फंडिंग मिलना, चाहे मार्केट की फंडिंग हो या गवर्नमेंट की फंडिंग हो, सबके अपने अपने कुछ प्रिंसिपल्स होते हैं, स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग प्रोसीजर्स होते हैं. सो अमिस्ट ऑल दैट, ये स्मॉल फिल्म मेकर्स मेक एफर्ट्स, make so much effort that eventually you create a product and which gains worldwide acceptance. So congratulations to उन लोगों की है. The only thing we can say is कि at least we were supporting them through whatever small measure that we could. So it's actually their team members who deserve this congratulations, and I think you can say that Mumbai International Film Festival this year actually is a kind of a tribute to the good work that they have done, and that's why in the opening ceremony itself we have brought in the film that received the award last month, and on the Divyangjan, Prathul jara thoda sa detail में बता दे, and then after that we are breaking for tea.
So Divyangjan मैंने अपने उसमें explain किया था. So एक तो जो हमारा वेन्यू है वो एक स्वयं करके एक NGO है जिसके थ्रू सेक्रेटरी साहब ने भी बताया कि उसके थ्रू पूरे वेन्यू को एक डिसेबल्ड फ्रेंडली बनाया गया है. और इसके साथ साथ न जस्ट वेन्यू को, जितने हमारे वॉलंटियर्स लगे हैं पूरे कैंपस में इस वेन्यू पे, उनको भी ये ट्रेनिंग दी गई है थ्रू स्वयं एक्सपर्ट्स कि उन दिव्यांगजनों को कैसे हैंडल करना है, उनसे कैसे बात करना है, उन्हें कैसे गाइड करना है, उन्हें कैसे फेस्टिवल में असिस्ट करना है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, जिन फिल्मों की आप बात कर रहे थे वो भी मैंने प्रेजेंटेशन में दिखाया. 2 फिल्में दिखाई जाएंगी जो कि हमारे जो जो हार्ड ऑफ हियरिंग है उनके लिए, जिसमें इंडियन साइन लैंग्वेज में PIP चलेगा साथ में फिल्म के, ताकि जो भी डायलॉग्स बोले जा रहे हैं वो साइन लैंग्वेज के थ्रू उसे समझ सकें। और कुछ फिल्में ऐसी भी चलाई जाएंगी जिसमें आप पीछे वॉइस ओवर रहेगा और पीछे क्या हो रहा है बैकग्राउंड में अपार्ट फ्रॉम जस्ट दी डायलॉग्स। एक स्पेशल चीज़ है जो एक क्रॉसओवर नाम की फिल्म है, उसमें एक डांस आर्टिस्ट आएंगी और वो परफॉर्म करेंगी इंडियन साइन लैंग्वेज में, ताकि जो सुन नहीं सकते वो देख रहे हैं उस फिल्म को, वो उस फिल्म को समझ सके, उसके भाव समझ सके। सो दैट इज द काइंड ऑफ इनिशिएटिव। जो डिटेल स्क्रीनिंग शेड्यूल है जो सर ने दिखाया, ये ऐप पे भी मौजूद है, ये पोर्टल पे भी मौजूद है, और ये जो अभी आपको एक प्रेस किट दिया जाएगा उसमें भी विल पुट द स्क्रीनिंग शेड्यूल एंड ऑल्सो द कैटलॉग विच विल एक्सप्लेन अबाउट द फिल्म, जो दूसरा बुकलेट। थैंक यू सो मच। मैं एक चीज और बोलना चाहूंगा, दैट जो सर प्लेटफॉर्म के बारे में कह रहे थे, एम्फसाइज कर रहे थे, आई वुड ऑल्सो लाइक टू एम्फसाइज कि पायल कपाड़िया was also in MIF in 2016, sir, she won an award. In 2020 also she was there in MIF and she won an award, and now she has landed up in Cannes and also made India proud by winning an award there.
Thank you so much for coming out in such great numbers. I'm also very thankful to our secretary for taking us through and giving us so much of insights. We look forward to seeing you at our campus over the next 6 days. Tomorrow we have the red carpet for the opening film and then the opening ceremony. I hope all of you have registered for the same. And now may I request all of you to join us for a cup of tea outside. Thank you so much.